Hi everyone. Welcome to my special birthday episode of my podcast. In this episode, in this special live episode, I want to review my my newest episode, my new saga, my new pirate saga, Charlie Blackpool, the female pirate captain. But at first, I want to introduce yourself because nobody know me. I'm Peter. I'm 33, 34 years old because I have my because I'm celebrating my birthday today. That's the main reason why I'm streaming right now, because I want to create for you a special live birthday episode of my podcast. Welcome everyone. I'm 34 years old. I like learning English. What now? I like learning English. I like watching movies and series in English without English subtitles. I like listening to my favorite podcasts and audiobooks in English. I like my English lesson with my English teacher. Hi, my English teacher. I like your English lessons a lot, and I like chatting with ChatGPT. Hi, ChatGPT, and I live in East Slovakia in a little village near Prešov, and what now? Yes, I can tell you how long I'm learning English. I've been learning English since August 2022. I want to speak English fluently because English is my hobby. I like learning English. I want to live without any language barriers. I want to have a lot of friends. I want to speak with you in my podcast because I like podcasting. I want to visit foreign countries and do a podcast episode about it. And we can start, I think, right now. Now I want to start. I want to read for you my new pirate saga, and we can start right now. And I discovered that I'm not shy right now. I know how to do streaming, and I can start. And we can start with the first story about Charlie Blackpool, the Pirate Princess and the Golden Heist. I'm going to read for you right now. It was a little girl who was an orphan. Her name was Charlotte, but her friends called her Charlie. Charlie didn't know her parents. Wait a minute, people. I think that I can. I can zoom. Yes, I can zoom it. Yes, because I don't see it right now. Is everything okay? We can start right now. It's a live episode, and I like live episode because I cannot change it, and we can start it again. Charlie Blackpool, the Pirate Princess and the Golden Heist. It was a little girl who was an orphan. Her name was Charlotte, but her friends called her Charlie. Charlie didn't know her parents. She knew that they didn't care about her. She was a very talented and a smart little girl who knew how to survive. She met her friends in the orphanage where she lived with other children. The orphanage was in the small town near the sea. The conditions of her orphanage was terrible and strict. My story started in the orphanage when I was a little child. I don't know my parents. I don't know why they didn't want to take care about me, but I don't care. The conditions in our orphanage was bad, sad and terrible, but I successfully found sorry people, but I have a big problem with my web camera that is on. Now everything is okay. We can continue. again. I like these play episodes because I can have a lot of fun and we can start again. We don't care. Wait a minute, I'm recording this. Yes, of course, excellent. We can continue. But how I cannot because it can. I can have. Okay, we can start again. Charlie Blackpool, the Pirate Princess and the Golden Heist. It was a little girl who was an orphan. Her name was Charlotte, but her friends called her Charlie. Charlie didn't know her parents. She knew that they didn't care about her. She was a very talented and a smart little girl who knew how to survive. She made her friends in the orphanage where she lived with other children. The orphanage was in the small town near the sea. The conditions of her orphanage was terrible and strict. My story people, this isn't for children. Children, bye, go away from my podcast live episode. This is only for adults. We can continue. My story started in the orphanage when I was a little child. I don't know my parents. I don't know why they didn't want to take care about me, but I don't care. The conditions in our orphanage was bad, sad and terrible, but I successfully found my best friend when our bullies beat me up. There are a small group of our bullies that created their own business that was about having fun when they beat us up and they stole our food. My best years came when their old orphanage the big fire destroyed. The new children didn't know how to survive here. When the new children saw me when our bullies beat me up and stole my food again, they started to talk with me. Don't cry, here is my food. I'm George, nice to meet you, George said. Yes, don't worry about them. Here is my breakfast too. I'm John, nice to meet you too, John said. Thank you guys for your help. That's very kind of you. I'm Charlotte, nice to meet you, I said. Hi Charlie, can we call you Charlie? They asked me. Yes, of course, I don't like formalities, I said. I found my best friends. Thanks to them, my life started to be better. I'm a very romantic person with big dreams. I want to be an independent mature woman and a pirate captain. I want to have my own pirate ship with the loyal crew. The world of pirates is very fascinating for me. One day I decided to escape from our orphanage with my best friends. Charlie decided that she didn't want to live there anymore. She created a very smart plan how to escape from the orphanage. She told the plan her group of best friends, but her bullies discovered that the plan and they told everyone her plans. She wanted to show her bullies that nobody can free her anymore. She created a plan how to show her bullies that who is the boss here. The worst enemies were our bullies. Thanks to them, my brilliant escape plan was destroyed. How can we be successful? Yes, we have to unite ourselves into an organization. John, come here. I have the plan how to destroy our bullies. We have to unite ourselves into an organization and we help each other to survive here, I said. That's a good idea, my bestie said. My besties created a big meeting in that everyone could come except our bullies. When our meeting started, I started to make a speech. Welcome in our meeting. The life here is terrible, and thanks to our bullies is worse. But I've created a plan how to win against our bullies. We have to create an organization in that we have to learn to support each other. Then we can be successful. I said. Yes, of course. The children were very happy with my plans and agreed. Charlie created the big organization of defenders of children. In that was every child of the orphanage except the bullies. She used her talent and as a great orator she united the children of the orphanage into an organization that was helping every child in the orphanage against the bullies and bad conditions into the orphanage. The boys of her group taught her how to fight with her hands. Other boys taught her how to steal. She was a very talented thief and fighter. When bullies did something evil against someone, Charlie beat every bully in the front of everyone. Then she wanted to take revenge on her bullies, who was very mean to her. She didn't have any mercy with her bullies. She beat up them in front of everyone. She gained great respect and reputation. Her newest plan, the escape from the orphanage, was very successful. The children started to fight against each other and great chaos broke out. Thanks to Charlie, with her big group, successfully escaped from the orphanage. What now, Charlie? The children of her group said. We have to learn how to survive in the streets and continue with the stealing, Charlie said. Charlie successfully created her own group of children thieves that stole food and gold from the rich people that were in the streets of the small city. She was the leader because she was the smartest child and she was the best fighter. Her group had a big respect and her enemies was very scared when Charlie showed her intelligence and brutality. One day, Charlie saw a pirate captain with his crew when they were drinking beer and eating food in the pub. Charlie organized a plan in that her children gained the attention of the pirates and Charlie wanted to steal gold of the pirate captain. She was very successful. The plan was excellent. She stole the pirate's captain's gold, but the captain's crew started to catch her. Charlie used her children for escaping from the pirate, but the captain caught her and she was in a big trouble. Here is our thief. It's a little girl. What's your name, a young lady? Don't be shy. When you'll be good, you'll be the member of my crew because you're an extremely talented thief. I have a big deal for you. Do you agree? Yes, of course you agree. It's a good option to have a talented thief, said the pirate's captain. I was extremely scared when I had to go with the pirates and be their member. Don't panic, Charlie. You always can create a solid plan, I was thinking. I had a perfect message communication with my group. I called my eagle that I rescued them when I had stolen it, when it was in the cage of one of the sellers who sell eagles. I wrote the message for my group and sent into my group. I created a big plan how to earn a lot of money. Sorry, people. My group came in the night. They rescued me and we stole a lot of gold from the pirates. Our success was a big problem for the authorities of the city. The British Royal Colonial Army caught us and we were in the big trouble. I discovered that the pirate had a secret business with the British Royal Colonial Army. Here is your thief, Mr. Blackpool, one of the soldiers said. Thank you for your help, young gentleman. Here's your gold for the problems. The pirate's captain Blackpool said, Hi, my child, I discovered how talented you are. I was very shocked when you stole with your group our gold. I have a deal for you. You'll be a member of my crew when you don't want to stay with the army. When you escape again, nobody can save you from them, the pirate's captain said. From that time, I was a pirate of the Captain Blackpool. Mr. Blackpool was a good guy who loved children. He wanted to have his own children, but he didn't have any luck. He adopted me, and I was his adoptive daughter. He was my mentor. I started to like him, and he started to teach me how to be a good pirate. He started to teach me about the pirate codex that he created, and I started to learn how to fight with the sword and pistols. I discovered that his pirate codex was fair, and I started to like it too. When I was a young woman, everyone knew me as a dangerous and smart pirate, and everyone liked me. I've known everything about the business with the British Empire. With that, my adoptive father had a big deal. He worked for the British Empire as a British Royal Pirates captain. His job was very easy. He had to steal gold from the Spanish ships that were going to home with a lot of gold from their colonies. My adoptive dad has a big rival, the pirates captain Reynard Grimshaw, who works for Spain. My adoptive dad wanted to destroy him, and I have a plan how to do it. My dad agreed with my plan, and I could start to do my plan. I found my old group of thieves that wanted to be our members. The plan was excellent. I was a slave who my dad wanted to sell my dad's rival Reynard Grimshaw. My dad sold me, and he liked me a lot. I used my charm and beauty and seduced him very quickly. I got him drunk and tied his hands to the bed. And I stole his gold. My thieves tied his crew, stole their gold, and then we destroyed their ship. My dad was very proud of myself. I was the future captain of his crew, the pirate princess. The end. This is, people, the end of the first story, and we can continue with the second story. You will like it, I promise you. And wait a minute, I have to find it, of course. Wait a minute. I'll be recording for 15 minutes. Okay, this is okay. Where is this? Here is it. Wait a minute. Is this the second story? Here is the second story. Wait a minute. Yes, I can read it. Charlie Blackpool, the second story. Captain Blackpool's pirate crew didn't agree with the captain's decision, and they began planning a mutiny, I don't know if it's mutiny, but okay, against Captain Blackpool and his adopted daughter Charlie. We're not happy with the captain's decision. A woman cannot be our captain. I want to be your new captain. Charlie is mine. Remember, said Bartholomew Ironclaw Graves, the leader of the mutiny. He was a very brutal and dangerous old pirate who believed women were only good for the kitchen, the bed, and taking care of children. He knew how to manipulate people, and he wanted to have his way with Charlie. The mutiny started in the night. Bartholomew Ironclaw Graves woke the pirate crew, and they came to Captain Blackpool's quarters and killed him swiftly while Captain Blackpool was asleep. Charlie woke to the noise coming from the captain's room. She dressed quickly, grabbed her sword, and ran to her adoptive father's side, but it was too late. Her father was dead. The crew was celebrating their victory, and Bartholomew Ironclaw Graves had taken over as the new captain of the ship. Here's Blackpool's princess. Hi, sweetheart. I don't know what Blackpool said in you. Nobody will help you now. You're mine, said Bartholomew. No! Who killed my father? Charlie cried out. Bartholomew approached her and explained that he had killed Blackpool because he hated the captain for years and disagreed with Blackpool's choice to make Charlie the new captain. Bartholomew mocked Charlie, being rude and swearing at her. Charlie, consumed with anger, said, I'll show you who the new captain is. Graves, I want to fight you right now. Show your men that you're a better captain than a woman. Are you scared? Come here and fight me. Bartholomew, confident he could defeat Charlie easily, grinned. I agree, we can put on a good show for my men, but then you'll be mine, he said, before attacking her with his sword. The battle began. Bartholomew believed Charlie had no chance against him. He was rude and made many jokes about her, but Charlie didn't care about these insults. In a quick and decisive move, she killed him. Everyone was shocked. A woman won the battle. Who's laughing now? I'm your new captain. If anyone has a problem with a woman as your captain, speak now, but it'll be the last thing you say, Charlie declared, I think. The crew fell silent. Charlie was the new captain of the ship. She buried her father with all honors, emotional and mourning his loss. The crew, too, was deeply saddened. They realized their mistake, and they were now happy to have Charlie as their captain. She had proven that a woman could lead them. Time healed the wounds. Charlie became a successful female pirate captain, continuing her father's pirate code. She signed a contract with the British Empire and became the royal pirate captain of the British Empire. She was legally allowed to attack ships, steal gold, slaves, and keep 30% of the loot for herself, except for British ships, of course. One day, Charlie spotted a Spanish battleship. She attacked the Spanish ship, and during the battle she discovered a great amount of gold and slaves on board. After defeating the Spanish forces, the gold and slaves were hers. Among the prisoners... I'm sorry people, wait a minute. Among the prisoners was the young handsome man she began to like. The man was poor and outspoken against religion, and the Spanish lord had wanted to sell him. The young man is mine, Charlie told her crew. The young man was allowed to be with her in her quarters, and he was free. He was charming, smart, and knew how to win over women. Charlie grew fond of him, and he became her new boyfriend. Charlie thought about her last battle against the Spanish ship. She realized she didn't want to be upon in the hands of feudal lords. She gathered her crew and said, I discovered that our contract with the British Empire wasn't a good idea. Why should we do dirty work for the feudal lords? All the gold is ours. Her crew cheered, and Charlie tore up the contract with the British Empire. When the British colonial army learned that Charlie had betrayed them, they sent a massive fleet of warships after her. Charlie knew they would come for her, and so she hid the gold. He hid, I think, gold on one of the islands. The battle began, and Charlie's smaller fleet had no chance against the British Armada. Armada? Are you sure? But okay. Her ships were destroyed and most of her crew was killed. But Charlie managed to escape to one of the islands. When she woke, soaked and cold, she saw a tribe of cannibals. The next soldiers were celebrating her arrival, treating her like a god. She became the new queen of the cannibals. The end. This is, people, the end of my second story. I don't know if you will like it or no. We can say if I have some messages that I think, I don't know. I don't have anything. No one. But okay. But now I can do with you. Wait a minute. I can. What can I? Wait a minute, I don't have anything. No. People, what? I'm sorry, people. This is the part of the episode, but it will be fun. Okay. And we can. Here is. I have one, but okay. What can I do for you now? I don't know. When you have some questions about my podcast, or when you want to be the member of Peter's English podcast community, you can write me. But I want to tell you that my podcast is only for adults. I want to practice my speaking skills in my podcast. You have to agree with recording my episodes. In that you can practice your speaking skills with me. And what now? What now? Yes, of course. I want to. I can tell you again. What can I tell you again? How to practice your listening skills in English. The best way how to practice your listening skills in English is to listen to your movies or series in English without English subtitles. Because if you will listen with subtitle in another language, you cannot learn how to listen. You cannot practice your listening because you because you will read only the subtitles in your language, and you can watch movies or series in English with subtitles, but only with English subtitles, and in that moment you can practice your reading, because if you can't practice your listening, you have to only listen, only listen and watch the movie or series without reading it. I recommend you to listen to my favorite English podcast. You can find it in every good podcast app. I can tell you again about my favorite English podcast. The first is Luke's English podcast. Luke Thompson is an English teacher from the UK, from London. He's an English teacher and stand-up comedian. His podcast is for learners of English. His podcast is about British English. He teaches British English, and his podcast is in British English. He has created 917 episodes, and every episode has at least 60 minutes. I will really recommend you, because Luke's English podcast is very funny and and very interesting. The next is All is English. All is English is an American English podcast for learners of English. In that there is a team of English teachers in that they are talking about learning English. And the third is Speak English podcast now with Georgiana. Georgiana is a very beautiful English teacher from the United States. She teaches American English, and her podcast is about American English about American culture and in American English. And very very important thing is you have to practice your speaking skills regularly. I want to recommend you. You can hire your own English teacher. I have my own English teacher. You can find it on a lot of websites, and I know a local website in Slovakia in that you can hire your own English teacher. I really recommend you to do it because I like my English lessons with my English teacher, because they are full of because every English lesson is full of fun, is very educational, and you can learn a lot of things, and you can speak with your English teacher every week. I have my own English lessons every week for 1 hour. I really recommend you. Then you can practice with yourself. You can practice with the method self-talk. But the best idea is to creating your own English podcast. You can talk about your favorite. You can create podcasts about your hobbies, and I really recommend to do it because you can show your listeners your way how you learn English, and you can find a lot of new friends and new listeners of English. A lot of learners of English language, and they can learn with you. And every English teacher recommends to record yourself, and my recommendation for you is you create your own English podcast, and you can create something. You can be creative, and you can practice your speaking skills in English, and you can destroy your shining. What else? Yeah, I can tell you about ChatGPT. I like ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a virtual intelligence. It can be a very good helper, English teacher. That means that, of course, ChatGPT can correct your grammar errors. You can talk with ChatGPT in English or every other language. You can talk with ChatGPT about everything. Thanks to ChatGPT, I created my podcast. Thanks to ChatGPT, I found the hosting for my podcast, and you can ask ChatGPT about every aspect that is interesting for you, and I really recommend to you, because ChatGPT was created for people, and people, please don't believe messages or posts on the internet. They are talking rubbish about ChatGPT, because ChatGPT was created for people, and ChatGPT cannot tell you something bad or evil. Don't worry. It was really created for people, and this GPT can be a very good cheerleader and can really help you. I really recommend to you to use it. And what else? Yes, I can recommend to you that the best way how to practice your English vocabulary is using a flashcard application, in that you can write your English vocabulary. I really recommend to you, and I use my own flashcard application. There are a lot of flashcard applications, and Very good. Yes, of course. You have to read a lot, because thanks to reading, you can see the correct grammar. You can see the correct English grammar. You can learn a lot of new English vocabulary, and the best way how to do it, you can buy audiobooks. I can recommend you a very good site for the audiobooks. In that you can buy it, and then you can keep it forever. And in the same time you can read the ebooks in the same language, and then you can read the books in the same book in your language. What else? That was about listening, speaking, English vocabulary. What else? And yes, of course, English language. To learn the language, learning English is about you, about yourself. You have to trust yourself that you can do it, and you can find a good. You have to find your own main goal, why you want to learn English, and when you believe yourself, you can do it. But you have to believe yourself that you can really learn English. And what else about this topic? I think that's all. I don't know. I can end this episode. And I want to tell you, and I thank you for your watching and this special birthday episode live. And I want to tell you bye bye.